Because it was taught to me by my grandparents. They spoke it to me all the time as a child, and being half Navajo, I'm proud to speak my language.
Language, way from the beginning, and it was used in the World War II to win. So that's why it's very important. We can't forget.
Because not everybody knows Navajo or understands Navajo when people are trying to talk to them.
Navajo language is important to me because that's how I communicate with my parents. My mother and my father, they don't speak English. They don't read in English. So in most cases, I have to interpret for them. And this is one thing that I can pass on to my daughter, the Navajo language. She told on the Ejijo and his abbey, like this legion, even in his out abbey Yadilkido, Naso Niza, that Nilzamo, Yadilki, Doea, and Kitskato Nilda.
It's kind of something that I want to learn and teach my kids. So it's important. It's safe for it to be lost.
Because most of the older generations are almost all gone, and no one teaches it the way they used to teach it. And the way I was taught was by my grandparents, so no one really has their grandparents anymore.
Because the old people are vanishing. But then, now the new generation don't speak Navajo, and they're barely learning it back. And I don't think if they keep it up and keep learning it, it's not gonna vanish. But if they stop and say, no, I don't want to learn it, forget it, then it will vanish. I believe, my personal opinion, technology, everything the kids are learning nowadays, it's modern. It's like the whole world. It's the main language they're speaking is English. That's the primary language they're speaking, and that's what they're being taught in school. That's why I think that our Navajo language is in a way fading away, but not so much. I think it's up to the parents, the grandparents, to pass that on. And let's hope it just doesn't fade away.
Navajo is a language to be proud to know because it's one of the hardest languages to know, and if it were gone, we wouldn't be known as Navajos anymore, speaking our own language.
It'll be nothing but Lagana, I guess. Okay. Or there's other tribes don't want to lose their language. They're still trying to bring it back up. The new generation trying to bring it back up. I don't think it's going to be lost.
I think we'd all be speaking English, perfect English, and our culture would be lost, down from weaving rugs to anything that our grandparents would teach us, our great-grandparents. So I would think so.
I think how we're going to communicate with the elders, with our parents, grandparents, if the language is lost. How are we supposed to understand? Because our language is on paper now, we can write them out. It's no longer just, we just can't communicate by talking. It's on paper. There's a lot of language that's been changed. Pronouncing the words, they're different. From Arizona to New Mexico is different. Some words now. And Alamo, and that's how it's different.
Kind of, I think, back then our great-grandparents and grandparents spoke a lot of English, or Navajo fluently. And so today you hear people talking Navajo and English kind of intertwining. Like if they don't know what the word is, they'll say in English instead of Navajo. So I think it's different.
And by talking to our kids in Navajo as much as we can, teach our kids so they can teach their kids, just like our parents taught us and their parents taught them.